I love dragons almost as much as I love dinosaurs. How to Train Your Dragon is one of my favorite animated movies of all time, and honestly, if a video game has a dragon in it, it's automatically better to me. Games like Skyrim, Minecraft, and obviously Pokemon. So I figured since Pokemon has the most dragons out of almost any video game, that I should go and make another Pokemon ranking video where I rank all the dragon type Pokemon worst to best. Now just like my last Pokemon ranking video, this video is 100% my opinion. If your favorite dragon type isn't my favorite dragon type, don't get too upset. I'm not making this video with any statistics. I'm not going off Pokemon strength, abilities, power, nothing like that. This video is completely based off the dragon type Pokemon's designs, as well as the fact if they have any special value to me personally. Again, this is 100% my opinion. If you have a different opinion, make sure to comment it below, because guess what? Even if we both have different opinions, our opinions still do matter. So with all of that out of the way, I really do hope you enjoy this video, and remember to voice your opinion in the comments below as well. So out of all the dragon type Pokemon currently available, in my opinion, the worst one so far has to be Guzzlord. Now, I've never used this Pokemon before in the game, so I have no idea how good he is, but to me he just looks stupid, fat, and he looks like he would come and vor my dog. So yeah, Guzzlord's the worst dragon type in my opinion. Honestly, he shouldn't even be a dragon type, he just base dark type would be fine. So following up Mr. Vorlord is Alolan Exeggutor. Now look, I love palm trees, but this should not be a dragon type. So I don't hate this design as much as I hate Guzzlord's design, but I just think this is a stupid Pokemon. I think he should have been a ground type instead, but that's just me. So next up on our list is the Blastoise Pokemon Turtonator, and I also think I completely butchered that name. I am so sorry. Not much to say about this Pokemon. He's a fire turtle, that's cool. We already got a grass and water turtle. This kind of evens everything out. I do think this Pokemon should have gone an evolution though, because not enough Pokemon from Gen 7 got evolutions, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Do you guys hear that? There's a dinosaur coming. Oh no, there's a dinosaur coming. Oh no, get away. Oh yeah, the next one's Tyrantrum. He's pretty cool. I don't really like him, but T-Rex. So here's a Pokemon I always forget about, and that's Zygarde. The original Zygarde from X and Y was actually really cool, but when it got other forms, it kind of just became stupid. I do think his dog form's the best form, but still, he's just not a very good dragon type Pokemon to me. Now here's the part where we get to the Pokemon that I actually enjoy. So a dragon type from Gen 7 that I actually do like is Drampa, or Drampa, however you say it. And I like this Pokemon mostly due to the fact that he actually looks like a Chinese dragon. But Drampa is another Gen 7 Pokemon that so deserved an evolution, and honestly he would have benefited so much from one. But no, we couldn't get an evolution for him, nor could we even get pupils in his eyes. So I am definitely going to upset some people here, but next on my list is Ultra Necrozma. Now don't get me wrong, he's kind of cool looking, but I just really never liked him. He's definitely not the worst dragon type, but when you go and compare him to all the other dragon types, he's really not that good to me. Plus, remember that I'm talking design-wise and not strength-wise, because if I was talking strength-wise, Ultra Necrozma would probably and most definitely be number one. So next up on my list, I have another legendary Pokemon, which is Latios. Now, blue may be my favorite color, but I much more prefer Latias over Latios. Now, I really don't know why, but I've never actually really liked Latios that much. I don't know if it's just because he's never really as cheerful as his counterpart, but I've never really had much love for Latios in general. So I'm about to dip my feet back into the territory of controversy, and that's because the next Pokemon on my list is actually going to be Dragonite. Now, Dragonite actually is a very cute Pokemon, but when he's compared to his other two forms that came before him, he just looks stupid. I think they should have just changed his color to blue, or just completely change his form entirely. So here's yet another Pokemon that I know almost everyone will disagree on me with, but it's Rayquaza. I don't really know what it is about this Pokemon, but for me, it's never really struck a special place with me. I mean, it's not the worst looking dragon type Pokemon, it's definitely not the best though. I just don't really know, I just really don't like it that much. And I get it, Rayquaza is almost a virtually loved Pokemon by almost everyone who plays Pokemon, but I just never really liked him. So coming up next is Altaria. I don't have much to say on Altaria, just a very cute, fluffy cloud dragon, and just adorable overall. So here is yet another legendary Pokemon, and that is Zekrom. Now Zekrom to me is a pretty strange Pokemon. I don't really like or hate him. The only thing I really don't like about this Pokemon that much is that stupid looking ass jet engine he has. Quite honestly, other than that, his design looks perfectly fine. Nothing really to say about it. It's kind of neutral for me. So next up is the counterpart to Latios, Latias. In my personal opinion, Latias is one of the cutest Pokemon ever, as well as one of the easiest Pokemon to fall in love with and put a place for her in your heart. So yes, Latias, you're one of my favorite cute Pokemon, but definitely not my favorite dragon type, I'm sorry. So here's a Pokemon I completely forgot existed, and that is Dragalge. Now I like this Pokemon mostly because I love the ocean so much, but also because he looks like a cross between a weedy and leafy sea dragon, which both look awesome, and this thing looks even more cool. I guess you could say Dragalge is about 20% cooler. I am so sorry, I did not mean to make a My Little pony. You know what? I'll go sit in my corner because I think it's what I need most right now. But yes, Dragouge is actually a pretty dope looking dragon type. So next up on my list is Black Kyurem. I'm not sure why, but I feel like this is definitely the worst of all 3 Kyurem forms. But while we're still on the topic of Kyurem, why don't we just rank them all right here? Alright, for me it goes Black Kyurem, Normal Kyurem, to White Kyurem. White Kyurem to me is definitely the best of all 3 Kyurem forms. But I do still like Normal Kyurem, especially since he was my very first EX Pokemon card. Alright, I got 15 more dragon types to go through. Let's do this, we're halfway done. Next up, we got Kommo-o. I was originally going to rank this Pokemon pretty lowly, but I changed my mind because this Pokemon looks a lot cooler than I remember it looking. This Pokemon looks like something straight out of Arc Survival Evolved, which is probably why I like it so much. It looks like a giant desert dinosaur, and I love it way more than I thought I did. So great job, Kommo-o. You're one of the very few Gen 7 Pokemon that I actually like. Okay, so here's a Pokemon I did not even know existed just until a few months ago, and I believe you pronounce his name as Naganadel, but I'm not entirely sure. But if you do pronounce his name that way, then Naganadel is the next dragon type on my list. Now I'm not 100% sure on this, but I am pretty sure this Pokemon came out when Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out. But now if that is the case, that explains why I've never seen or heard of this Pokemon before, because I never actually finished Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, nor do I watch the Pokemon anime. But besides that, this Pokemon actually does look pretty epic. Alright, so I'm going to be ranking the next 2 dragon types together because I actually like them both pretty equally, and these Pokemon are Palkia and Dialga. In my opinion, both these Pokemon look equally amazing, and they are also both really awesome looking dragon types. And despite the fact they're not my favorite dragon types, Palkia and Dialga are still definitely 2 of my favorite legendary Pokemon ever. And honestly, I'm actually pretty excited to see these Pokemon in the Diamond and Pearl remakes as well. I know those games are going to happen. It's going to happen in 2020. I'm pretty positive on that. Okay, so next up is a dragon type a lot of people actually really hate for some reason, and that Pokemon is Druddigon. Now, I don't see why so many people hate this Pokemon. To me, he actually looks really freaking cool, but at the same time, he's actually a really cute Pokemon to me as well. So I'm not entirely sure if people don't like him because he's just bad in the games, or it could be because he never actually got an evolution. And I'll admit, this Pokemon definitely deserved an evolution. But hey, he's still an awesome looking dragon type Pokemon, and it just looks amazing even without an evolution. Okay, so the next dragon type on my list is Salamence. Now this Pokemon is definitely the most dragon looking out of all the dragon types. I mean, hell, he's even called a dragon Pokemon. Now I'm not the biggest fan of this Pokemon, but I do enjoy how simple his design is. Again, I also really like how this Pokemon actually looks like a dragon, and I know I'm not ranking Mega Evolutions, but this Pokemon's Mega Evolution looks like the Rebellion symbol from Star Wars, and I hate it. So next up is Kingdra, and here's a little fun fact for y'all. Kingdra used to be one of my favorite Pokemon when I was younger. Alongside Crobat and Steelix, Kingdra used to be one of my favorite Pokemon and was always on one of my teams. Again, I love the ocean, I also really like water type Pokemon, so Kingdra really struck something with me. I'm gonna be going to college for some sort of marine biology, and if I could choose any partner Pokemon to help me out, it would definitely be a Kingdra. Next up is a Pokemon that I've loved ever since I was a kid, and this Pokemon is Reshiram. This Pokemon's really cool, he's really cute, but he's also super majestic to me. To me, Reshiram's design is just much better than Zekrom's. But yes, not much to say here. Reshiram, I love you. Good job on making it to my top 10. Next up is the Pokemon everyone agrees on deserved a Mega Evolution way more than Salamence did, and that Pokemon is Flygon. Now, I'm a fan of Flygon because he looks like a dragonfly, and dragonflies are usually found in swamps, and I like swamps, and I also love Florida, and Florida is also mostly a swamp, so I love dragonflies. I hope that made sense to you, because I'm not saying it again. But yes, I love dragonflies, they're very majestic. I also love Pokemon like Yanmega as well, because he's also based off a dragonfly. But not only does Flygon look like my favorite insect from my favorite place in the entire world, but I also love Flygon's color palette as much as I love his very slick looking design. So yes, Flygon is definitely one of my favorite dragon types. So next up we got another incredible looking dragon type Pokemon, and he just missed out on being on the top 5, but this Pokemon is Haxorus. Honestly, Haxorus is really cool. I think it's one of the best designed Pokemon in general, but not only does he have an axe in his face, but his shiny form looks freaking amazing. So yeah, Haxorus, amazing dragon type, but just missed out on my top 5. So to follow up Haxorus, we got Hydreigon. I actually don't have too much to say on this Pokemon. He's a Hydra, he looks amazing, he's freaking awesome. I honestly really like this Pokemon's very dark but vibrant colors, and again, I love the fact he's a Hydra. Now for this next Pokemon, I need to make something very clear. I like Goodra because to me, he's very cute, and it's not because of the weird fetishes, okay? But for real, Goodra's actually a really freaking cute Pokemon, as well as probably the cutest dragon type in my opinion. So Goodra, you're one of the cutest dragon type Pokemon ever, but I'm sorry you had to become such a fetish tool. So next up we got Giratina Altered and Origin form. Now personally, I think the Origin form actually looks a little bit better than the Altered form. However, I decided to rank them together because I just think they both look freaking amazing still. Giratina is honestly just a giant dragon demon space snake, and I absolutely love it. Not only is Giratina my 3rd favorite dragon type, but he's also one of my favorite legendary Pokemon as well. So my 2nd favorite dragon type of all time is Noivern. Noivern is a combination of 2 of my favorite things, bats and dragon type Pokemon. Not only that, but his his design also looks freaking amazing. I also used to use this amazing Noivern GX deck on the Pokemon Online game, and that definitely helped me love this Pokemon even more. So finally, my favorite Dragon-type Pokemon of all time is 100% Garchomp. Honestly, I have always loved this Pokemon. His design to me is honestly just perfect. He is somehow at the same time both adorable looking and amazing looking. And honestly, if Pokemon were real, I wouldn't catch Garchomp, I'd let him catch me so I could become his little HM slave. So yes, Garchomp is my favorite Dragon-type Pokemon of all time. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know for a fact most people will disagree with me on this list. And hey, you know what? That is fine because we all have different opinions. Please don't get upset because one of your favorite Dragon types aren't necessarily my favorites, but instead say something in the comments, voice your opinion. Don't let other people silence your opinion, okay? Just because your opinion is different than other people's does not mean your opinion is wrong in any way. So yeah, I'd love to see your guys' ranking of all the Dragon-type Pokemon, and if you guys would like to, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, all that crap you get from our other channel. But most importantly, have a fantastic day.